Hi, Gus, to ERP Talks. Finally, we have you in ERP Talks podcast, and welcome to you.
Thank you so much, Khaled. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. Our first typical question is about your journey and how you get involved into the ERP industry. So, can you tell us more about your journey?
Oh, super interesting. 2007, I was doing an e-commerce project with a friend who was an SAP Business One partner. And this was kind of a hobby for me. It was not really, I wasn't taking it very seriously. Okay. And I was very heavily into another industry that disappeared in 2008. And my friend had changed companies, and one day we talked and said, hey, this hobby is fun and great, but I need this hobby to start making money. And he said, well, so am I mean, we need to start making money out of this project. And we started a company name was Argentis. Was one of the founders of Argentis Consulting. We had development in Argentina. I was the president here in the US and selling solutions across Latin America and the US. Then we added being a VAR in Puerto Rico. And last, we opened an office in Spain to cater to companies in Europe and Africa. So I sold that company in 2013, and I started Consultare as a VAR. We used to be an SSP.
Argentus?
Yes.
Oh my God. You are saying Argentus, and Is this Argentus? The one who made the Avalara and the
Yeah,
Avatar?
actually, I am the one that made the contract with Avalara.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you are
Yeah.
saying Argentus, you are the owner or you are
I
one of the
was one of the
founders?
founders of
Oh my
Argentis.
God.
At the
This is
time,
amazing.
thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, but my journey was great. With Argentis, I was a member of SPAC, the Solution Partner Advocacy Council, with SAP and 13 other partners. I learned a lot at SPAC. We were 5 partners, 5 great partners. We still have a good relationship. I saw SAP coming with so many different solutions and challenges. It was right at the time that SAP was launching HANA, launching cloud, and you had to have a version for HANA Cloud and another version for, it was very difficult for us to manage business at the time. And I didn't want to be an SSP. I think the SSP business is fun. It is really fun. At a certain point, I was managing something like 400 opportunities in 39 countries with 14 different solutions.
Wow.
So it was really exciting. And I was doing events in Europe and events in Latin America and events in the US. But it's too romantic. To be an SSP and be very profitable,
Yeah.
you have to have a solution that applies to many customers. You really need to be there for a long time. Okay. And then you need to deal with all the technological challenges that Windows and SAP and Microsoft and all the other publishers provide,
Mm, yeah.
So when SAP makes a change now to the web client, think about some major, really big SSPs, how they're going to adjust to the new reality.
Mm, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there are a lot of SAP has been talking about decoupling solutions and selling lightweight applications for a long time. But yeah, the web client is a big change. So I started Consultare as a VAR here in the US. And
So you left Argentus.
yes,
Then what happened?
I started Consultare as a VAR.
So Consultar, not Consultare.
Well,
I'm saying Consultare.
it's
Okay.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I Consultare is perfectly fine. Consultare, both are perfectly
It's
fine.
Argentinian name?
It is Spanish. It is
Spanish.
a
Yeah.
conjugation of the verb consultar, which is consulting.
Okay, consulting. Yeah, not consultant.
No.
Because our name is Z Consalto. It's
Okay.
also Italian name. Consulto is consultant, but in Italian. Yeah,
Okay,
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
So I started Consultare, and I started from scratch. I started with 0 customers. And at the time I started Consultare, very different than many other companies that they've been in the market for a long time and they started their business with 2 or 3 customers or 10 customers. I started my business with no customers.
Oh my God. The same here. Then what? What happened with
Then
Consultare?
start selling. Start selling. You know, everything starts with selling. Um, we are now 16 people. We have an office in India. Our own company in India. One of our team members, a graduate from Florida International University. He did an MBA in data analytics. Worked with us for 3 years. His visa was not renewed, so he had to fly back to India. So we decided to team up with him, open our wholly owned subsidiary in India. We have now 9 people in India
Okay, wow.
that they work, they do all the back office for us. They do support reports, they do a lot of implementation, and we have a team here in Miami where we're strong. Most of our market is the US. We don't sell in India.
Yeah,
And I also have my partner in Argentina, and I have resources in Colombia, and have resources also in Spain.
wow. So Consultare. So you mentioned that you started 0 customers.
0 customers.
How did you get your first customer?
Hard work. I when SAP is telling me now, hey, you need to move to S/4HANA, I'm thinking, I went through this already. How do I
Yeah,
show success when I have nothing?
yeah.
Okay. The difference in Business One is easier to prove
Mm,
because it's a smaller scale solution, it's less risk. There are a lot of issues that you can make it substantially easier to show success in a
yeah,
smaller size company. And at the end of the day, in Business One, I deal with the owner and I can make a commitment and I can compromise success with the owners. I can tell the owner, we can do this and I can do that. If I don't do it, you get your money back.
okay,
There are ways you can tweak and you can put yourself in a tough spot where the other person will say, okay, I can trust this person.
okay.
But it takes time. And if you go to our website and you go to videos, you will see a lot of success cases.
Yeah. But how you convince them with 0? So, but your
I
CV.
had I
Yeah,
had no customers, but I had plenty of experience.
yeah. So you say if you don't happy, you will take your money back. You will not pay anything.
Our first customer, it was very rough to get our first customers on board. It's much easier now. At that time in this area in Miami, there were a lot of customers that were not very happy with their situation, and we inherited some partners from the install base that help us get the business moving. But we never advertised anything. These were people that found us, called us, we visit them, and we will say, "Oh yeah, we have 3 customers." Said,
Yeah,
"Okay, let's give it a try."
yeah. So what sets Consulter apart from the other ERP consulting now? Why should I choose Consulter and
It is a mix
trust
of
it?
things.
Yeah.
We always choose you. It's not only that what the
Mm,
customer does. We specialize. We specialize in financial accounting and process manufacturing and warehouse management. I am in a region where we have a lot of distribution. So
okay.
I don't do discrete manufacturing, not because I don't want to, it's because there are none in Florida or very few in Florida.
Yeah.
But in Miami, South Florida, and Orlando, there's a lot of distribution, wholesale distributors. So we learn to focus on what we have to do. We are the largest process force. Are you familiar with Process Force? It's a process manufacturing software for SAP
No.
Business One. We are the largest distributors worldwide, and we cater to pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, food and beverage. And we're very strong there. And we have success cases, and we can show you that we know the business and we understand your complexities. So, and these tend to be fairly complex implementations, managing formulas and ingredients and alternative items. So you cannot do it with standard Business One.
Yeah. So in the pharmaceutical, you mentioned the pharmaceutical. So the pharmaceutical also, from the point of view, the distribution point of view, not the manufacturing point of view. So you
We
choose the
can do both. We can do both. We help customers of us in getting CFR Part 11 compliance, which is very important when you're in pharmaceuticals. And we have customers also in nutraceuticals, which is very similar, but with less certifications.
Yeah, but in the pharmaceutical also, I believe the quality control will be so super important. So you,
Indeed, I mean, process force includes quality control.
yeah, so you only use this add-on, we can say add-on or integration,
Add-on, add-on.
yeah, in your implementations. You can't do the implementation for only SAP Business One alone. You
Yes,
should like
indeed.
have, yeah,
And most of our customers include EDI because these large companies also require EDI to take orders from very large retailers. Some of these companies, they also sell the nutraceuticals, they sell in Amazon and Shopify. So we integrate EDI, Amazon, Shopify, ShipStation. So these are very complex implementations.
yeah. You do this integrations through like Apps Connect, or you do it,
No, we use a company from the UK called Orbis Software, and their
yeah,
solution is called Codeless Platform. It's a low-code, no-code integration tool. It is funny how they call it no-code, low-code, where you need to be very technical to use it, okay? But
yeah,
it is still faster and easier than writing code.
yeah. So you don't use the integration framework.
We do use the integration framework a lot,
Yeah,
especially for companies to do. We use the integration framework and their standard solution originally from SAP for intercompany.
okay,
And you can still have control master data. We're implementing one now for one of our customers. It's a med spa, and this med spa, they sell items, and these items are a kit, and they have different locations. So from headquarters, they define what their offer is going to be, and they have control master data,
yeah,
and it's very easy to use. It depends the complexity of the intercompany transactions, the tool that we use. It's the same thing with the hosting. We've been doing HANA hosted from our first customer. From all
yeah,
of our customers, we have 3 customers in SQL. Everybody else is HANA. And if it's HANA, it's hosted.
yeah.
And I'm not going to do the MSP because it's very complex. So we've been working with hosting companies for a while, but we work with 4 different hosting companies, depending complexities, depending location, depending price, integrations. There are a lot of components we need to take care of.
So do you prefer HANA or SQL?
For me, I really don't care. I think HANA is a better platform for several reasons. Number one, it gives the customer a UI to be able to obtain dashboards and information right on the spot. And some of the ways that I have been showing Business One is by showing my own company. I show my own HANA and I tell them, I log in and this is my data. I have my orders, my cash in the bank, my cash flow. I have this. And people look at this and say, I want the same.
Yeah. But the HANA dashboards now is there is a lot of things are not working. I believe, do you use like Boeing for the dashboards, or
We
you
use
use,
standard dashboard for HANA and very, very happy and very pleased with that.
yeah,
Also our customers.
okay.
And
So the
and and
HANA.
this is what we do. Usually that session is done by me.
Okay.
So we have very simple processes. We're a small company, so less than 20 people. So we're small business. We have a PM that runs the project with the consultant, with the lead consultant, and then I participate very little. But I participate usually with the CEO or with the decision makers in defining your cockpit. And that's because I'm a business person. For me, it's easier to understand what you need and understand and put that into consulting language. So usually people almost everybody needs to understand how much money I have, how much money they owe me, how many orders do we have ready, how much do I have internally to sell?
Yeah.
Because you're taking orders. In my case, I have hours. So how many hours do I have ready to sell?
Yeah.
Or somebody is selling boxes. Okay, how many boxes can you ship? Why are you not shipping them? Well, because customer wants on the whatever 15th of next month. Okay, that's a very valid answer. But sometimes you're not delivering because somebody forgets, somebody doesn't know where it is, the order got lost, the paper fall into somewhere and nobody finds it, and you don't realize you haven't delivered. So those are very simple problems that happens to everybody. So at the end of the day, you need to know the managing of the money, how much money I have in the bank, how much money I have to deliver, how much money I have ready to be delivered, how much money I have to collect, how much do I
Yeah.
owe.
So, moving to SAP, I will come back to the implementation because I want to know your methodology and you wrote a book, Successful ERP Implementations. I will also talk about this, but before we move to this, I want to know your opinion about SAP Business One and how it evolved over the years because you started from the
Oof.
beginning. Yeah.
When I started with Business One, we had 2005, version 2005, A and B. Different countries had different localizations.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge. Uh, eh, One of the biggest changes in SAP was version 8.8 patch level 12.
Yeah.
We will always remember that session because that was at the time that a company from Switzerland showed us the dashboards were possible in SQL.
Yeah.
And it was magic to us. Okay. It was really great. And SAP, what I really admire from SAP is that they are truthful to their customers and to the partners.
Yeah.
And that is super interesting. SAP has a commitment to manage the customer successfully and to provide value to the customer. I have a lot of complaints about Business One, like we all do. I mean, if you drive a Mercedes, after your third Mercedes, you start complaining about all the things that could be better.
Yeah.
But it is a reason why you don't change.
Yeah.
Okay, and same thing with Business One. Um, I'm very happy and honored to be an SAP partner. I think Business One is a great product. SAP is going the right direction with the roadmap, including a web client, adding the service layer. There are implementations with 500 customers, 500 users in SAP Business One. 10 years ago, we were not thinking that that was possible. So SAP is
Oh.
improving their connections, is improving how it works. Uh, and 500 users in Business One is a big implementation.
Yeah. I never heard this before, to be honest. So
We
SAP,
have here in Miami
yeah,
2 customers that I know, not my customers. One with 172 users, the other one with 125, 123.
yeah, this is so big.
That's big.
Yeah, so big. So you believe that SAP is moving in the right way
I
for
think it.
SAP Business One?
Okay. I think. Okay. These are two different questions. I think I love Business One. I think Business One is here to stay. It's a great product. I do feel that SAP is running a little bit slow in
Yeah,
delivering the web client, and still within the web client, there are more things that we would like to see. For example, Kathleen from Synesis just pushing in the customer influence that we need to be able to open many windows at the same time,
yeah,
and the web client doesn't allow it at this time. But this is
okay,
something SAP will fix it because it's obvious when you're running Windows, you open 5 windows, not just one.
yeah,
So there are some things that are coming up, and SAP is working on it, and because of their commitment to the customer base, there are a million users in Business One.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's a big number.
yeah. This is a big number, and
It's a
SAP
big number.
Business One. more than million users, more than 80,000
50,
business
yeah,
around the
50,
world.
50, 50 country localizations.
Yeah,
I mean,
supporting
eh,
28
imagine you want to
countries.
start selling widgets tomorrow, and you're manufacturing those in Egypt, selling those in Europe, in the US. Business one,
Yeah,
done. It's a done deal.
yeah. So SAP was have a conversation about the business technology platform, the BTP.
BTP, yeah.
So what do you think about that, and what is their vision? Because I felt like confused when they announced it about the BTP. Is it for
Yeah.
us, for SAP Business One, or is it for S4 HANA, or is it for everyone? So what is your thoughts about the BTP?
Um, we tried to use BTP. We were not successful. I don't know if we jumped into it too early, and BTP was not ready for what we needed, or we didn't have the right resources to make it work. Um, I hear from friends that are in the S4HANA marketplace that they use BTP a lot. Um, for Business One, what I needed to do, I did it without BTP. We integrated Alexa to Amazon, to Alexa to Business One, so
Okay.
we can talk to SAP. I'm sorry, my Alexa started to talk, and then and then we also did a solution we call Mango, which is the machine assistant next generation OCR, where we integrated an intelligent OCR to SAP Business One to be able to read and scan and validate data for documents. So you can do AP invoices, you can do orders. We had a prospect that he needed a very strong solution to manage contracts. And the
Yeah,
contracts, for them to sell something, they will not receive a PO, they will receive a contract.
yeah,
And the contract was several pages, and this is unstructured data.
yeah.
So we need to find the data in these few pages. So that's how we developed the solution. And we found a solution that works very, very easy for us, and our customers are happy with it.
And also, I can like take photos from the invoices and upload it to SAP, and it will spread in the invoice.
Yeah,
Oh wow! So it
super,
has,
super powerful.
yeah, it has like a mobile application or
Not
SAP.
needed. No, 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 no. You just send the invoice to an email address, and from there we will extract the PDF, process the data, validate the data with SAP, and then
Yeah,
post the data. And if you want to send documentation with, for example, a picture, we develop an app that you can take pictures on the warehouses, and that will connect automatically with the delivery, and
yeah,
it will attach the pictures with in the delivery as attachments.
yeah. I can see a lot of stuff that you are doing in Consultare, and I really love the website. I really love the services. I spent a lot of time on the website, and I believe we will have a different conversation about that because you guys are making a very fantastic um, SAP add-ons, we can say, or SAP integrations.
We like to call it solutions. I don't build add-ons because
Yeah,
I don't want to sell the solutions through the partner network,
yeah,
because the partner network has very specific requirements. And because I did that before,
yeah.
I loved it. I had a lot of fun, but it's very complex.
Mm,
Being in Miami, I have people calling me every other week. Oh, I have a solution from Colombia. I have a solution from Venezuela. I'm coming from Pakistan. And people offering me solutions. Okay, how many customers you have in the US? None. Okay, call me when you have 100.
wow. Yeah,
That's the issue. It requires a lot of commitment to have
yeah.
100 successful customers on an add-on.
Mm, yeah,
Okay, and I don't have those capabilities, because I understand what it takes, and I understand I don't have those capabilities today in the company. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you recommend any specific add-ons in the maintenance or the production, or not an add-on, maybe solution
Yeah.
integration, something for the because
We work a lot with the guys of Computech in Poland. They have a solution called Process Force. That solution is great for managing process manufacturing companies. Um, great application. A company really committed to their solution and to the partners. We also work a lot with the guys of Codeless. I know Codeless for like 15 years or so, so very
yeah,
happy with them.
yeah. I will take a look. I will take a look because it seems like you are not a Boeing fan. You are
No,
much.
I use Volume. We also use Volume a lot.
Yeah,
It's not that I am not a fan.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I see um, the main product for Volume, which is the B1 app.
It's perfect. Yeah,
Yeah, but it cannot be used on the web client.
yeah, yeah. This is a big issue.
That's a big
Big
issue.
issue.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then it's a great company. We are great friends with the guys of Volume, from Michael with Michael Volume, with whom I share my SPAC times many years ago, and I very good friend of Matt's. He lives here in
Mm,
Miami, so I know them really well. Um, and I do use Produmex, and I use another solutions from them. It's not
yeah.
that most of the things that I need to do not require volume because I
Yeah.
do EDI integration, I do Amazon integration. So I have other components that are more critical to me.
For the payments, the credit card payments, you use the Biz One, I believe.
I use the guys of Century Business a
Yeah.
lot. I also started to use Prepay, which is another solution very similar to Century Business. But we also used Volume add-on a lot.
The iPayment.
Yeah, it
Okay.
depends it depends the customer needs.
Mm, yeah.
The customer, for example, we had one specific customer who said, "I don't want to change to any other bank because I want to design my own bank." So we recommend a specific application, and then we realized they had 4 different merchants. And we said, "Sorry, I can't help you."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because these solutions don't handle so many merchant accounts. Uh,
Yeah.
so it depends on the complexity of the customer. I mean, we like to use. We realize we always wanted to use and sell the package, the business one in a box. This is
Mm,
what you need. And I never sold one. Nobody wants that.
yeah.
Customers,
So
they fell in love with the price of it. But then they said, oh, but I want this. Well, that's not standard. Okay, I don't care. I want it. I said, okay.
yeah. So for the payroll, do you also have something that you love more, or you don't do payrolls?
We don't do payroll because most
Complex.
of our customers, they have ADP or paychecks, and it's
Yeah.
very easy to integrate that. Um, but we did some work with the guys of Paymate,
Yeah.
uh, one or two customers, not really relevant to us.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, the payroll is so complex here in the US also. It's not easy. So let's move to your book, Successful ERP Implementations. So the first thing, what motivates you to write this book?
Well, number one for me, AI was new, and I wanted to test AI, and I wanted to
Yeah.
see if it's true you could write something and modify. So I said, why do I know? Well, what the heck? I know about ERP. So I started to fool around with it. And then I came to the idea, okay, why not writing a book with it? So I created the index. That it took me a lot of time to go through the index and decide the steps. If you read the index, it's a little bit how you implement.
Yeah.
So I decided the index. I started to write the book with the solution, modifying paragraph, modifying content, going back and forth. But what it really struck me is there are two types of customers. 90% of the customers are coming from QuickBooks, a solution that is unstructured. Most customers, they start selling and start making some money and handling inventory in an Excel sheet. And then they buy some kind of CRM to manage the customers, and they buy QuickBooks and somebody is doing the accounting, and they start growing. And it gets a point, they're managing 5, 6, 7 different solutions. And it is unstructured data. Each user of that application controls the data, but the data is not uniform across the company. Then you have the other type of customers. The customers that are coming from an old ERP like BPix or an old Sage. They already have processes. They already know what master data means. They already know what each person needs to do.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier to work with them because they know and understand processes and they understand master data. So I'm writing the book for those that are new to ERP. Actually, most of the companies we sell in ERP, they don't even know what ERP means.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay? So the whole idea of, okay, you're going to do something new. How do you do it? And don't think that because you're hiring Gustavo or you're hiring Khaled, it's going to get done. No, you need to do a lot.
Exactly.
And what I wanted to convey is, yes, you need to trust your partner. Yes, the partner will work with you because we are in the same business. We want you to be successful. But at the same time, you need to put your time. You need to understand what you're doing. You need to make sure you understand your data and your processes. For example, now we're working with a spa, and they're completely new to this. And they're working really hard to understand how do we purchase. And they do internal meetings, and they're investing more time in discussing the processes internally than implementing the ERP. They will be extremely successful because they're really paying attention to all the details.
Yeah.
But we all have the customer thinking that, oh, I pay you, you do it. No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it's not like that.
We need to do it together. And I always explain, we succeed or we fail together. We work as a team. We become an extension of your company. So as an extension of your company, you need to lead the data. We will lead the process. You need to lead the data because I don't know your data. If you're giving me wrong data, I can analyze very quickly and realize that something is wrong, but I don't know the name of the streets. I don't know the chart of accounts. There's a lot of information that we don't know.
Yeah. So in your book, you wrote something about there is a part talking about the business blueprint. And for a while, I was like a kind of, there is SOP. The company should have their SOPs, and then they will tell us their SOPs, and we will start write the blueprint. You mentioned that for you, your advice for the customers, that even if they will not do the project, they should invest in the business blueprint. So do you think that someone will do that? Like they will do with you the business blueprint, then they will say, okay, we are fine now. And why should this
Let
is a
me
good, yeah,
let me tell you experiences.
yeah,
The best way to convince a customer that if the customer doesn't know if they should do it or not, to say, pay me only the blueprint. If I finish the blueprint, there are several things. We have worked together a lot. Now you know me and I know you. Now I can guarantee a fixed price implementation because I have the blueprint.
yeah,
If I have I like to make comparisons. You want a house? Okay. What house? A 3-2 with or without garage? Oh, with a garage. 1 or 2 cars. I mean, everybody wants a 3-2, 1,800 feet. Okay, now give me more details.
yeah,
And in the devil is in the details. That is why a blueprint is so interesting. Because when you do the blueprint, you investigate and you research with the customer, how is this process? And how is this other process? And how do you pick? And how do you pack? How do you ship? Now you know everything. Now you can guarantee a fixed price project. So for the customer, it's substantially safer to spend $5, $6, $7, $10,000 in a blueprint than contract somebody and cross your fingers that it's going to be right. One of I like to use analogies. When a customer is negotiating an ERP, they look at price. And I tell them, don't look at price, look at scope. Price is the result of a scope times rate. It doesn't matter your rate and my rate. Maybe you charge 250, I charge 200. But because of the scope, your project could be much cheaper than mine. We need to look at the scope, and the scope defines the price. And if you don't have the money, then don't do that scope. It's that simple. And the way I like to put it is, if I'm your consultant and we are going to the Himalayas and we're going to climb the K2, and I'm telling you, hey, you need 10 Sherpas. And you're telling me, let's do 5.
Yeah.
We have a problem. Either we don't get there or we don't get there alive.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So it is very important to select your partner. And for me to do a blueprint and then don't do the project, number one, that's better than doing a wrong project. Number one. Number two, if you do the blueprint, it's your chance to convince the customer that you're the expert, that you know, that you can handle it.
Yeah.
So it's the best way for the customer to lower risk and the best way for you to get the deal.
Yeah. So before I move to something also important in the book, you mentioned that we should work as a team, the partner and the customer. Sometimes the stakeholders, the decision makers, are not involved themselves in the project. How you handle this? How you convince them? Because they say I'm busy, and they show up at the end of the project and say I need to change this and that and that and that and that. How you like convince them, or how you deal with
Super
that?
interesting. That's the story of our life. It
Yeah,
happens very, very often. I think it's extremely important to do meetings with the stakeholders, and when they're not busy, okay, we will stop the project so we can go live on 1/1. I wait until you're busy. Then they realize it's for real that you need to meet with them.
you will stop the project.
I stop the project. Okay, I need to meet with you. We need to discuss the following. Oh no, okay, I'm busy. This thing happened. I'm going to Italy for 4 weeks. Lucky you. I mean, I would love to go too. But okay, then I wait until you come back from Italy. Because
Okay.
if I advance and you don't like it, then you will have to pay additional. And I don't want you to throw money away.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wow.
So I think I think to have the commitment of the CEO and the C-level and their active participation is critical for success. And we discussed that from day one. I'm not scared of discussing that on my first meeting. And again, it's better not to do the project.
Than doing it in a wrong way.
If you do a bad project, it costs you so much
Yeah.
in
Money and time.
in days of your life, in
Yeah.
nights you don't sleep, even if the customer pays for everything, it doesn't matter. And the consultants, they do their job, and when the things are not right, it's also their work is not right.
Yeah.
So it is also extremely important to match personalities. We are lucky because we have a good team and we have enough people to say, hey, this customer wants to be guided, but this customer, he wants to guide. So you need to see who do you put in each project, because if your customer says, hey, come on, I want to be guided through the process, you're going to put somebody and say, okay, what do you want to do? No, you do tell me what to do. Okay? So
Okay.
so these are things that that we go through pre-sales and pre-sales that we discuss very openly with the customer. And I find the more transparent you are with the process, the easier it is for the customer to learn from you and to say, hey, you're the right guys for me, or you're not the right guys for me.
Yeah.
And how do we do it? And I had several situations where we said, hey, I cannot help you, but I recommend you to talk to XYZ.
Yeah. So also you mentioned the project management role from the customer side. Is this like optional or this is a must?
Okay. There's always a project manager, formal or informal.
Okay.
Okay. So the way I explain this is very simple. I say, hey, Khaled, we work together already. You signed the contracts. Now comes Yvonne. She's my PM. So who's going to work with you and Yvonne? Oh, it's going to be John. Perfect. Then the communication is going to be between them. You can call me anytime. You can request anything from me. I will turn around and ask her. Khaled
Okay.
asked me the following, because I am not going to be in the day-to-day of the implementation.
Yeah.
So you may ask me something that may be against a configuration that your team have decided.
Okay.
And those things happen all the time. I mean, I can tell you funny stories. For example, meeting with a customer, and the owner said, the only thing that I care is about costing. And the son said, don't worry, I handle everything. So I talked to the son. The son said, it's done. I handle my dad. Don't worry, perfect. We go live. The dad said, this costing is wrong.
Yeah.
What happened? Well, it happens that we configure costing by warehouse because that's how we understood from the son. And unfortunately, the father wanted costing not by warehouse, but by company. So it's a big, major database change. So these things happen all the time. You just need to be able to discuss and talk and explain the differences. So we build our own documentation about non-reversible transactions and configurations, saying,
Yeah.
hey, if you do this, then you cannot do that.
Yeah.
And that's how we start the implementation. We start by discussing what needs to be done, what doesn't need to be done. We like that. That's why for me, blueprinting is so important. Tell me, do you want a swimming pool in the house? Do you want an open kitchen or a closed kitchen? What do you want in the house?
Yeah.
Because and this is the way to explain. Hey, this wall is great. Can you move it 5 inches? It's only 5 inches. Come on. What's going to cost you 5 inches?
Yeah.
When you explain it in a tangible item, it's so easy to understand that you cannot move a wall 5 inches.
Yeah.
Same thing happens in the ERP, but people don't understand because it's intangible.
Yeah. So the last thing here about people also, some people from the customer side resist the implementation. There
Extremely
is,
common.
yeah, how also you deal with them, because also you talk about the change of management in your book. So how do you have a conversation with the owner or the decision maker that what do you do? Because I suffer a lot in this.
Yeah. No, I can tell you, you can be as sweet as you can, and you can still be rejected. So it's not about you. It's about management. Change management has to be done by the owners of the company. And the biggest difference is I, as a CEO and owner, buy this solution for you, or I buy the solution for me and I participate. Most of the change management issues fall when the owner is detached of the implementation and an employee says, oh, the product doesn't work. Oh, he's going to, he's his employee.
Yeah.
He's going to believe the employee that the product doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a fight and an ego fight between you and the employee. You want to avoid that. So that is why it's so important to engage the owners. Every week we did this, here we are, show them that you executed, that the employee is happy, that things are moving along. If you deal with that situation and they let you, oh no, just talk to him and he fixes it. Cross your fingers. So implementing an ERP is an analytical issue, but on humans. So you need to take care of the human first.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay. So very important to keep owners updated, to get there. I mean, I'm the typical, I mean, I have a bakery right around the block. I buy some pastries, go visit the owner, take him some pastries, just to talk.
Mm. Yeah.
It is as important as requesting the chart of accounts,
Mm.
sometimes more important. And for the customer to know where you're standing. And most of the time, the owner doesn't want to know the system. Most of the time, the owner is too busy closing deals or doing something else. It's your job to keep them in the loop. Because if you're not in contact with the one that signs the contract, you have no option when something goes wrong. When somebody tells them, oh no, Khaled doesn't know.
Mm. Yeah.
You as an owner did a mistake because this guy doesn't know. And you have no idea what's going on. So you need to be in touch. You need to participate. You need to make sure that the consultant is doing what he's doing. We work a little bit different than some of the other partners. We don't put a consultant to work and do everything. That's not the way we work. We work as a team. In every implementation, we have 2.5 people participating. One doing financial accounting, the other one managing inventory, warehouse production, half a person doing all infrastructure. So
Yeah.
we have a lot of internal communication between us. If we need to do integration, we have a third person managing integrations. So we don't like to hire Superman because super consultants usually do super bad things. You need to make sure that
Yeah.
you have the right people with the right attitude, willing to put the time and to learn and to bring customers to success. It's
This is
a
interesting.
different
Yeah.
point of view. The way we approach customers are sometimes most what I have seen a lot is, hey, Khaled, this is your customer. We close this deal. Go do it. Well, it
Mm.
doesn't work for us.
Yeah.
If a consultant is going to get involved with a customer, he knows from the sales process. I will bring we have a pre-sales person. We will do the demo, but we bring the consultant for the demo. And the consultant will participate and start asking questions. Because I know a lot. I feel I can do it, but sometimes the consultants understand the nitty-gritty things and the devil is in the detail issue, and he can ask the 2 or 3 things that he can pop up really quickly, say, hey, piece of cake or complex. And for me, it's piece of cake always.
Yeah. This is smart from you. And also, Carl Lewis mentioned the same thing. He said that he loved to involve more people in the project. He said 4 or 5 people. I said, this is too much, Carl. But he said he loved to do that because it makes, as you mentioned, there's a lot of people involved and all of them working as a team. The Superman makes super mistakes, as you mentioned. I love that one.
Yeah.
So, one more thing in the book, you mentioned about the migration. And I know that the migration is not easy sometimes. Sometimes it's not easy. It's complex, a lot of mistakes. So, and sometimes also the customer tells you, here's the data, please take it and put it in your system. So, you mentioned that it's the customer's responsibility. So, how also you convince them and how you deal with the migration, how you tell them that, hey guys, I need this 1 2 and 3, please prepare it for us.
We start dealing with master data on day one. I
Day one.
explain. There is a reason why it's called master data. Because it's master data. There's nothing higher than that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do this wrong, I don't want to use a wrong word in a podcast, but if you put something that is not right, you're gonna get something that is not right.
Yeah.
So we need the right data, and we start working on master data on day one. Master data is the most critical part of the configuration. If I upload something that you give me that is incorrect, I don't know your numbers. It's your responsibility to give me your numbers. If you bring me the AR aging, and the AR aging is incorrect, I won't know.
Yeah.
So there's not a good faith or bad faith. It's that you need to deliver as a customer the right data because it's your own benefit. And yes, we had issues, customers that had a warehouse with one bin location, and now they went into a 50,000 square feet warehouse with bin locations, managing consumer electronics with serial numbers. So I need, and this is the difference, I need the inventory per bin location, including serial numbers. And the customer said, Gustavo, impossible. I'm not going to do that. It's going to take me a month to get everything nice. 50,000 square feet. So we design a process that we deal with the warehouse assets until the new products come into the right bins, and within a month or two, you move all those items, and now you have all your inventory correct. There are ways around how to manage problems and complexity, but you need to be able to provide a solution.
Yeah.
We like to have initial balances after a week of going live. That's the advantage of the US. We can do a soft go live. If in other countries, you need to do a hard go live where you stop everything and you upload and then you start from scratch. In the US, we're more flexible. We can do a soft go live. So I need your AR aging and your initial balances a week after we go live. But sometimes a customer takes 2 months, 3 months, and I have to deal with it. I just insist, say, hey, remember this, remember that. And then one day somebody will say, hey, we have to pay taxes. Okay, bring me the data. That's it. There's always a compelling argument, okay?
Yeah. So to summarize this, you mentioned that there is a lot of work that the customer will do through the implementation. It's not a car that they are buying and they will drive it and go. ERP is different. There is a lot of work that they will need. There is a lot of effort that they will need to put with us, and we should work as a team. We are an
Indeed.
extension. I like that one also from you. We are extension to your company. So I hope that customers do that and have this mindset, because everybody think that they will buy it and they will run it. It's not like that. It's a lot of work. We build it with each others.
Let me tell you, Khaled, when you explain it like this, customers will learn.
Yeah.
And even if they decide to go with somebody else because they promise something else, when things don't work, they will call you.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard this from many people. They said the customer say no, we will not work with you. Then after a month or two, they call them back and say, hey guys, at the rate that you will put, we will work with you.
Let me tell you, I had the most extreme my most extreme situation was a customer who decided by price and purchased a cloud application that's a competitive to SAP Business One.
Yeah.
And I told them, make sure you put in the contract about price increases because they tend to offer huge discounts when they compete. But once they're in, they rip you off. You gotta be careful.
Yeah. I
Well,
know
that
this one.
customer, that customer, after a year and wasting the money, they called us. They said, "You were right. Apologize. But I don't want to do anything. I'm pissed." Okay, no problem. And after another 9 months, they called us. We implemented SAP Business One. Their success case is in my website now.
Oh wow. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it
But
happens.
from my perspective, is why did it cost you so much to learn? But I understand they don't know us on day one. You cannot expect complete, you know, confidence in you if they don't know you.
So I will tell you my opinion on that. There are some people in the life, when you say this is a wall, if you go there, you will hit this wall, they will not trust you until they get the hit.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of people do that. I say, don't do that. There is a wall. And he say, okay, I will go and see myself. Okay, go. You will waste time and money, and time is money. So
And
you
time is
will,
money.
yeah, time is
And
money.
and by the way, and if you spend $80,000 or $100,000 and then it doesn't work, it's a lot of money.
Yeah,
It's
big
a lot
money.
because you lost 2 years and you lost what you spent.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money. But
yeah,
from my point of view is be honest, be truthful, be sincere. Tell the customer what you need. Tell the customer what they need because it's easier for the relationship.
yeah.
Much easier.
I like your mindset because it's not a pushy mindset. It's not like, hey, I want to sell as much as I can ERP. No, you put your like conditions, or you put your rules, you put your methodology, and if they don't accept, that's it. I will not work with you here. And you said that at the beginning. You said I choose my customers. Yeah. So
Now, if I happen to know that you are a customer for us, I'd be bothering you until you buy from me. Because I know I'm going to do a great job on you. That's the biggest
yeah,
difference. Um, but again, we have the luck here in the US that the market is huge.
yeah,
So when I say I do process manufacturing, I can chase industries and there are enough customers for that.
yeah.
If you go in a market like Egypt or you go to Argentina, how many customers are in a specific market segment? Well, 10, 15.
Yeah,
That's it. In here, we have 300, 2,000.
yeah. The competition here, it's not easy, but as you mentioned, the market is so big. Uh, okay, so in your opinion, also about timing, what is the best timing for the implementation in your opinion? I know it depends, but Richard Duffy said, I don't know, also, not Richard Duffy, Carl Lewis also mentioned that he read a paper or something that said that most of implementations that done in 3 months are the most successful one. So, based on your experience, do you
Okay.
believe in that?
When when to purchase an ERP or how fast to implement?
Again,
And what is the
again,
question?
yeah.
The question is when to purchase or how fast to implement.
No, I mean how fast. Like,
Okay, how fast depends the complexity.
yeah,
I wish I could do every customer in 3 months. Some projects, we did projects that took us a year to bring the customer alive because of the
okay,
complexity. Come
yeah.
on, look at this. We have a customer now in San Diego, and the customer said, no, I cannot. I can only meet 2 hours a week. Well,
Mm,
to do the
yeah,
blueprint was over, month and a
yeah,
half
yeah,
because the customer doesn't have the time. And we understand, say, hey, the project is going to be long. That's okay. I don't mind. Let's do it.
yeah,
Then we have projects, 6, 7 month project where we have a consultant spending at least 30 hours a week on the customer, sitting, working with the customer. But those are very complex projects.
yeah. So it depends on the complexity. So
Exactly.
also, so also, do you feel like if this project takes like a year, I'm like you will feel like anxious or something, or you feel like that's
Okay.
the correct time
Okay.
for
I'm a business person. I want to do projects in one day
yeah,
because I want to collect and move to the next one.
yeah,
Okay. The truth is that any project will take between 2 to 4 months minimum.
yeah,
Easy project to a little bit more complex, but when you start adding integrations and you start adding EDI and you start adding manufacturing and then you start adding production data control and then you add warehouse management, the customer doesn't have the capability to do it in 3 months
okay,
because they need to run a business. And on top of running the business, they need to pay attention to you and do tests and give you data and do another test and give you data again. And now
yeah,
do a user acceptance test and then do the training. They don't have the time. And
yeah,
usually those customers, they need to renumber the bin locations. That's a 2 weeks project.
yeah. So the last thing from the book, you because also you mentioned the testing. So I read that you mentioned many types of testing. So for me, I thought that it's only the user acceptance testing, that the user will do the scenarios and that's it. But you mentioned, like, I want to find this page, but if you remember it, tell me
I mean,
please. Yeah,
there are things that people forget.
yeah,
Sending emails. Have you sent an email within ERP? Well, people assume it works.
yeah.
And then you realize somebody forgot to put the emails in the business partner master data.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or
That happens with
another
me.
another silly things. We need to print labels, no problem. And everything is here, everything is connected. We have the VPN, everything is right. Did you print labels? No, we didn't. Okay, let's try. And when you go to print, something goes wrong. Usually, those activities that people don't control are
Yeah.
the ones that fail. And people assume everything is perfect. And we assume nothing is perfect.
Mm. Yeah.
So test you did an authorization, test it. The user acceptance test is not just to say, oh yeah, I did a sales order and it works. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, does it have a credit limit? Yes. Did you test the credit limit? No, it's assumed that works. Okay, let's
Yeah.
test. Let's do it. It costs you nothing. It's another 5 minutes. I'm here already. Come on, let's do it.
Mm.
The more you connect with the customer in finding these little issues at the user acceptance test, the less, because I can test everything on my end.
Yeah.
I can go to the customer and test on my end, but you have not tested with their laptop.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Even with that also?
me, come on. People go to the laptop. We have customers that have a 4K resolution monitor and their laptop is 10 years old.
Yeah.
And then you have business one, and then you have business one, and then you have business one. No,
Yeah.
no. I mean, these are the things you need to. These are the devil is in the details. You need to make. And by the way, they purchased that monitor specifically for business one.
Mm. Yeah. Resolution is different.
Uh,
Also, this has occurred with me for Boeing. Boeing is working, but it is not working at the customer. And why? Because they can't see the buttons because they has the different resolution. Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
I mean, there are. I'd be blunt. Business one doesn't fail. I have never seen a customer with the right accounting and the wrong P&L.
Yeah.
Okay, that's never happened. What you need to check is everything around it.
Mm. Yeah. I really
And,
like that one also.
I mean, little things like how do you manage attachments? And we have customers saying, "Oh no, I want attachments that go to this folder and then to another folder." Um, Another issue: how do you manage the logs? And you're thinking, "Oh no, come on, what's the problem?" Well, we have a customer. This customer, they do about 150 to 200 orders a day. They sell food, and one of the items they sell are condiments. Condiments is a 300 different condiments in
Yeah.
different sizes and shapes and flavors, and a supermarket will place the order and will change the order 7 times before they ship.
Mm.
So that's 7 logs of only that sales order, which is 300 line items. Multiply that 150. You know how heavy it can become? After 3 years and 250,000 attachments, they say, hey, it's taking forever to look for something.
Yeah.
And this is why? Well, because this is not standard. When you assume standard, and by the way, for the customer standard, he will say, I do what everybody else does.
Yeah.
And he's right, because everybody else selling condiments have the same issue. But for you, that you have customers selling widgets and boxes and laptops and condiments, it's not the same issue. So it's extremely important to ask all these questions: transactional volume, changes, things that we assume and then we don't realize until you get burned.
Mm. So there is a lot here. I'm learning a lot from this episode because also I'm in the SAP market, and I know I can feel what you are saying. I can feel it so much. So my next question for you, and this happens a lot also. So some people compare between SAP and QuickBooks and Xero. So what do you want to tell those people?
Oh, come on. I use QuickBooks. Everybody use QuickBooks. It's a
Yeah,
great solution.
yeah,
But all the advantages of QuickBooks become your worst nightmare enemy when you stop running it. If I have to give my accounting, and put that in the hands of somebody else,
mm,
I'm not running QuickBooks anymore. QuickBooks works great when you do it, when you're
yeah,
small enough that you can do it. When you need to use QuickBooks, but you're not entering the payment, you're not entering, inventory. QuickBooks doesn't manage inventory correctly because it's I don't know how to explain it. It's easy to delete things, so you can delete an invoice from last year
yeah,
and change it from Khaled to John, and instead of selling 200 was 750. Man, now your whole accounting got messed up, and people will do that by mistake.
yeah,
Because I will call you, say, hey, you send me an invoice is incorrect. So you go to that invoice and you change it. Oh, you just went to the wrong invoice, the wrong Gustavo or the wrong Consultare.
mm, yeah,
And it's a mistake, it's a silly mistake. And that silly
yeah,
mistake can be too expensive.
yeah. So QuickBooks for people who are small in size, and also make sure or take care. Sometimes it will not be a real accounting solution like SAP. In SAP, for
Yeah,
people, yeah,
I would say to somebody who has QuickBooks Enterprise, okay? QuickBooks Enterprise, just it's a bigger company.
yeah,
Start looking for an ERP. Start thinking you need to do investment. To have a system for growth means you have to have processes, and it means you need to divide by function, not by person. It's by function, not by
yeah,
person. And you need to have a system that will allow you to manage that. And a pillar for growth are processes and systems. If you don't have processes and systems, the only way you can grow is by multiplying people. And that is the most expensive way to grow.
yeah. Okay, so moving to the next question. So, what one key lesson would you share with other CEOs in the ERP industry, your colleagues, that has made a significant difference in your journey?
Oof. I learned a lot from my partners. The guys from Argentina were terrific, great guys. I learned a lot from them. I learned a lot from Rodolfo, my current partner, Rodolfo Canevaro. We've been friends since kindergarten, and he's been in ERP for like 30 something years. Rodolfo is a terrific person. He knows because he's been for so long in ERP. I tease him that he's been doing ERP with cards, but but he knows so much and he understands from so many different technologies that
Yeah.
is extremely important. Um, yeah, those are the guys that I really thank my
Yeah,
journey
but
here.
if you will give us like a lesson that you learned from your whole journey to
Oh,
us, to me, to
master
every,
data,
yeah,
master data. Number one is master data.
yeah,
Master data or life.
yeah,
It's, it's I mean, it is,
yeah,
it is. If you would ask me, is to plan ahead. If
mm,
you are reaching, we say, when do I need to buy an ERP? Anytime. Don't wait until something happens.
Yeah.
because it's too late. People
Yeah.
say, oh, I need to figure out my processes. You figure your processes, now the ERP doesn't match to your processes. You need to work with an ERP company, work your processes, work your master data. Don't wait. But it's extremely important to plan. And to plan means read a book, read another book, talk to someone that did it, um, go to a chamber of commerce, go to another CEO group like Vistach or a program where you can go and understand what it means, because it is extremely important to plan for the change. And
Yeah.
planning for the change means a lot. Means adopting the technology, it's change management. It means understanding your current processes and improving your current processes, and sometimes changing them completely. I mean, I have a customer saying, I need to make sure I do a pick list quick to ship fast.
Yeah.
Okay. But they have some constraints. They cannot do picking until noon. Well, but if you put Business One, you get all your EDI orders early in the morning. By 7 in the morning, you know your inventory, you know everything. You can do the picking substantially slower,
Mm.
because they've been having a lot of mistakes. Mistakes because you're doing everything fast. Do it slower.
Yeah.
But you can start at 9 in the morning, not at noon.
Mm.
And you need to make sure you convince the customer and show proof to the customer that that's how it is being done.
Yeah. So
I always
planning.
explain, if you want the data to live correctly, it needs to be entered correctly.
Yeah.
Same thing with inventory. You need to do good reception to have the chance to do a great delivery. If you do a bad reception, I guarantee it's going to be a bad delivery.
Mm. Yeah. So take your time and plan ahead. This
Yeah,
is
take your time, plan and plan.
yeah.
Plan a lot.
Yeah. So there is also one thing I saw you are announcing about. We will move to the AI now. The
Okay,
AI, and you mentioned that you worked with ChatGPT on writing your first book. I mean,
indeed.
this book. I don't know if it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I'm working on my second edition now.
Yeah, perfect. I will read it also, and I will tell you because you mentioned all the details here. When I read this book, honestly, I felt like this is something that every consultant should read because even if you read the SAP methodology, this is the real world. What you mentioned in the book is the real world, the real
Actually,
experience.
what I do in my second edition, I am adding examples to each chapter.
Mm. Yeah,
Real life examples
yeah,
in each chapter.
yeah. This is awesome. So I will put this in. I'm doing a training for. I don't hire SAP consultants. I hire fresh graduates and I train them. This is my
Okay.
way. This is my secret sauce. So I will put this in the training program because it's super important. So I will be waiting also for your next book. So you to move to the AI, I saw that you guys in Consultare mm, like did a chatbot inside SAP.
Indeed.
So yeah, so what is that? Can you tell us more about that?
This was my first project in AI was to write a book.
Yeah,
And with that, I learned a lot, and I learned about repository of information, how the ChatGPT works, etc. My second project was for our 10th anniversary for last year. We
yeah,
did, we launched our support portal with AI.
yeah,
So we connected ChatGPT to to the UX. With that, we gave some limitations,
yeah.
and we told them from where to fetch the information and what to do.
Yeah.
So you can ask our chat box, you can ask, how do I create a customer? It will tell
Mhm.
you. You
Yeah.
can ask, how do I create a fixed asset? But
Yeah.
you can ask, I want a sales query, a sales analysis, territory by customer, by business partner, by item.
Mm.
And it will give you the query. And you will tell them in HANA, and it will change the SQL query to HANA.
Yeah.
You can request to do a store procedure. You can request to do a transaction notification.
Hmm. And
So
this is embedded.
if
So when I open SAP, I will find this chatbot, or
no, this is in our support portal.
oh,
This is
okay.
in our support portal.
Yeah.
If you go to consultare.net and you go to support, the first thing that pops up is ask our AI.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. And we can go offline. I can show you some of the things, neat things that you can do. Um, Actually, it's interesting because I have a lot of friendly consultants that are
Yeah.
using it. Because to do a query it takes you 30 seconds, 40 seconds.
And this
All
AI,
my customers are using it for free, you know.
yeah, this AI is learning from like consultants and the database, your own database. It learns from
No, it's
you.
not my own database. It's a network of information. It's a repository that we define.
Oh, okay. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And the data is accurate. Like it will give me the syntax in a correct
No, it's
way.
ChatGPT. It will, okay. If you're a consultant, if there's a mistake, you will realize.
Yeah.
If you're not a consultant, if there's a mistake, you may not realize.
Hmm.
But I would say 80% of the information is accurate.
Yeah. But this is good. This is amazing because you're helping your customers for free, and you make them not rely 100% on you and your team. They can go and
Let's
find a
put it,
way.
Khaled, this is the way I say it. I see it. If a customer forgot how to create a fixed asset, don't bother me. I don't want to be billing for you for that. You can read it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Ask the AI, it gives it to you. I want to discuss with you your next business process. I want to discuss with you the new integration.
Hmm.
I want to discuss with you the dashboards that you need. And in HANA, you can do dashboards of dashboards. So you can
Yeah.
put 3 dashboards and do it. I prefer to have that conversation with you than discussing with you how to create a sales order.
Okay. So also your mindset here is different because many people will love if the customer asks some questions. Okay, this is time and time is money. Let's do some money. But I love your mindset. I love your how you think about it. You think that let's grow with each others. Let's think about how you grow. And when you grow, I will grow with you because we will do,
You
yeah,
buy more licenses, you buy more hosting seats, you need more processes. You had a process, now that process you need to break it into 3 because you need approvals in between. Yeah, that's how I make money. I don't make
yeah.
money by teaching you the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, sounds great. So my last question, and time flies with you, Gustavo, really. So my last question for you, and it's might be cliche, but I love that question also. If you had the time machine and you can go back by time, what advice would you give to your younger self? Both in business, life, like,
Interesting.
yeah,
I had that very same questions about a month ago in an event. And this is something very personal.
yeah,
I will tell my younger self, don't do it fast, do it right.
wow. I like that one. Yeah.
We
So,
we run through life to graduate quickly, and then you didn't get the best grades, or you didn't read the whole book, or
mm,
just do it right. Don't rush. There's plenty of time. Do it right.
mm. This is a good advice also for me. I need it now. I need this advice now, really, because I am running, and sometimes I do mistakes. Maybe I do mistakes with my family, with my wife, with my daughters. I don't spend with them much
The
time
time.
because I want to make the success so fast. But I should succeed, and if I want to succeed, I want to make everything in a right way. So, Gustavo, it was a pleasure having you today in this episode. I really enjoyed my time with you. I really learned a lot from you. And I love people like you in this ecosystem in SAP, the community, people like you who make the difference. And I really appreciate that you accepted my invitation.
No, thank you, Khaled. Thank you very much. It was a real pleasure sharing these experiences with you. And I really hope that it helps other people too.
Yeah. Sure, it will help. Sharing the experience with each others, that will make the difference, because there is a lot of stuff you mentioned today. One of them, I will do it immediately, which is the documentation of the stuff that you can't change after you do in SAP. I need to have this documented with me and start showing the customer, hey guys, those are
This is it.
those we can't change those. So please make sure. And I will tell you um, my first bad thing that I did, the incorrect thing that I did here in the US. I was working with the customer, and this customer, a big customer, and I was working with the daughter of the owner. And she asked me that if you can do the decimal thing for me, like I need the decimal,
You changed it up.
and I change it. Then she said, I don't like it.
Yeah,
But
we're back.
I told her there's no way we can go back. And she was upset. Her father was upset and he was so angry. And I told myself I should tell her. I don't blame her. I blamed myself that
Yeah.
because I wanted to do it fast. Like that. Can you see? I changed it for you, but I changed it something that we can't.
You
change
can
it.
go back. You can go back.
So I learned a lot from you. Thank you so much, Gustavo.
Oh no, thank you, Khaled. Real pleasure being here, and I appreciate we connect.